What's up, Sneeples? We finally finished all of the hero guides on how to draft the Outsiders set. That's in the books. Now let's talk about what's going to happen this weekend. That is the Outsiders pre-release, and it is going to be a sealed format. Let's get into how we can best win our limited event playing sealed. First thing you want to do is we're going to go over the basics. Is you want to open up your packs and you want to separate all your cards. You're going to hear this from a lot of people, and the reason is it's just the best thing to do. Separate them into the classes. You have your assassin, your ninja, your ranger, but you also have your assassin slash ninja cards and your assassin slash ranger cards. Make sure those are separate. And then you have your equipment, and then you have your generics. So have all these separate piles in front of you so you can visually see each group and be able to determine what is your best play from there. Another thing that I like to do is I like to take my Majestics and set them aside. Majestics tend to be bombs, but not always. Looking at you, Burners of the Past. However, that's a great way to kind of skew you into one direction or the other. You're at the mercy of your packs here, so you basically have to make the best of what you have. The next step is identifying your bombs. This is where my draft videos can come in handy, because you can know what cards you would want for each hero, and you can kind of, separate those a little bit to be like, okay, do I have enough for a Benji? Is there enough for a Arachne? These are just the type of questions to be asking yourself, because when you pick your hero, you can change your hero now. It's totally legal. That's how it should be. But when you pick your first hero and you play your first game, that's what's going to be the most important, is when you've made that decision on who you're going to be, because this is what's going to determine if you can take it. We're looking to go 4-0 in this sealed, so that's what we're going to do. All right, guys. Now, I can talk here all day long. You are so done hearing me talk. Let's get into some actual examples. I'm going to go online. I'll show you the website so you can too. And let's get into opening some sealed packs and making a sealed deck. Let's go. Now I'm going to show you some resources that you can try at home in order to best practice for this sealed and even for some drafts. Let's get right into it. So the first thing we'll do is we'll do draftfab.com. Draftfab.com is a way that you can simulate drafts. You can join drafts. There's none right now. There almost never is. And you can create drafts. But we're going to create a sealed. And we're going to create this. And you can just say start. And it's all free. It's all nice. Now, default, it's going to come like this. It's going to show by pitch. Like I mentioned before, you want to put it into talent and class. So now we have all the separation, which is very good. Unfortunately, we cannot necessarily determine our bomb cards quite yet, but we can get into it. So let's look for our bombs, see if we have any here. I don't see any there. Knives Out's interesting. A foil Majestic is pretty nice, but I don't think it's quite a bomb, to be honest. Infectious Host is cool. Again, not really a bomb though. And while I'm looking for my bombs, I am also kind of just looking to determine, okay, what type of deck can I make here, and like what hero class should I go with? Okay, so I didn't really see any bombs. We do have a few Majestics, which is nice, but Spike Pit Trap is really not a great limited Majestic, and Knives Out is going to be kind of okay. It's a 0 that blocks the tree, so I think we actually like it. Okay, so now looking at everything, we have not a lot of assassin cards here. So I don't know if we really have enough for an Arachne sort of deck, and it doesn't really particularly look like it. I do like what I see here, but that might be more for ninjas than assassins. And then I didn't see a lot of good switches for Uzuri, a lot of good like generics with on hints. We do have like a Destructive Deliberation, both in yellow and red. But like really past that, we're really not looking at too much. So I don't think we're going to be Uzuri, and I don't think it's looking that great for Arachne. So I think what I'm going to do here is take out the assassin cards. Okay. Now let's look at the ninjas and rangers. So ninjas is a very interesting, again, not a ton here, only one more than the assassins. And what I'm looking at is a very red heavy, which tells me probably not for Benji. So now I'm going to be looking for is combo starters, as I mentioned before in those videos. And I have head jab, I have a few twin twisters, and their head jab, be like water. Okay, so I have some head jabs and twin twisters. One be like water. I got a 1-2 punch. Deadly duo is not really a back heel kick, so I got a few back heel kicks I can use my twin twisters into. But it's not really looking that powerful, honestly. I think, honestly, what you want is just more. If you're Benji, you want more blues and yellows, but I also just want more cards in general. I feel like I'm a little short-handed if I choose ninja. So, and I'm over here also looking at rangers, and it's like I have all this red, I have a good amount of yellow, I have a little bit more blues than I would prefer, but the blues are, wow, that's a lot of withering shots. That's kind of actually crazy. But the blues aren't actually the worst blues either. So I think there might actually be something going on here for rangers. Got a few traps, a few virulent touches. It's good if I am Riptide. And a death touch as well. So I think I'm leaning towards that way because it just allows us to use more cards in our class and less generic cards. Generic cards are good, but they're also not the best. Like, you don't want to rely on your generic cards too heavily to make the rest of your deck. And I think that's what I would have to do if I choose ninja here. So we're going to take out the ninjas. And now we are on to rangers. So now the question is, am I a Azalea deck or am I a Riptide deck? Well, let's kind of look through it. I guess before, well, no, we'll pick our hero first before we look at our equipment. So, a Riptide deck can work with generics a lot better than an Azalea deck. Both are looking for pumps, and yeah, because pumps will help build the Riptide arsenal, and pumps help to build the Dominated Arrow. With Azalea, I'm looking for cards like Seek Horizon, maybe Ravenous Rabble, just stuff, or in like Scout the Periphery, stuff that like helps me know what's on top of my deck. I don't see a ton. There's like a few. This might be more of a Riptide deck. It's hard to say. There's a good amount of pumps as well. We got Lace with Frailty and Lace with Inertia, which are both very good pumps. And a Fletcher Redtail. The more pumps I see, the more I want to build an Azalea deck. I think Riptide doesn't have to have pumps in order to make an arrow good. But he can work with pumps in order just to get the free reload. And that might just be worth it. We do have some Death Touch and Virulent Touches, which are pretty nice. So maybe let's go Riptide. I think that's our best bet here. Alright, so now we're just going to take out the draft chaff. All the reds here look pretty good. If you're Riptide, you like Falcon Wing. Because you like Go Again. You don't necessarily have to use your bow, which is really nice. The Skybound Shout's like, okay, it's not the best. I think we will take out his trap. Well, maybe we won't actually, because we are Riptide. And let's see. Let me actually read this. When this defends an attacking hero that has played or activated a reaction, this chain link, put the top card of their deck. They lose X life for X number of cards in that graveyard with that name. That kind of mills a little bit. I don't know. Probably, I guess we can keep it. So we got 24 cards. I don't mind all these cards either. So we need 6 generics, which that's very good. That's really what you want. Is you want to have it where it's like you're just using generics to fill in. You want to use generics to fill in your last few cards. So let's, we don't really need any more blue. We have a ton right here if we keep all these Withering Shots. Basically right now I'm going to see, is there anything better than Withering Shot in blue? Maybe Scout the Periphery. Not super huge on it though. Definitely not Spring Load. I don't think Peace of Mind or Feisty Locals or... Yeah. Maybe Maybe a cut down the size. Probably not. All right. We'll keep those in round just for now. I don't like... Alright, well, if we have some yellows, maybe I'll take one blue out. Peace of Mind and Humble is okay. I like that card a lot. I just don't know if it's needed in this deck. I do like Brush Off. I do like Come to Fight. Maybe a little less on Brush Off, though, so let's take that out. I probably will be keeping this Come to Fight. Spring Load again, not that excited about. Ravenous Rabble, I like because that's Go Again. I think it's very good. Looking for scraps. I do not like this card. I'll be honest with y'all. Infectious Host. I don't mind as a 0 for 4. Feisty Locals. Very mid. Down Dirty works pretty well for us. Destructive Liberation is pretty nice as well. So now what we're at. We are at 7 plus 5 is 12. Plus 19 would be 31. So I need to take one out. Alright. Let's just take out the blue. Okay. Now we have our 30 card deck. Now let's look at our equipment real quick. We have Seeker's Hood, Seeker's Mitts, Silken Gi. Silken Gi I think is good if you are going to use the bow a lot. I don't think we are going to use the bow a lot, so I don't think we have to have it. And anyways, Threadbare Tunic would be better with the bow than Silken Gi, so let's just go with that. We have Mitts, we have Hood, so it's Blade Cuff versus Mitts. If we were Azalea, I think we would prefer the Mitts just because we opt with that. But because we are going to be Riptide, I think we're going to go with the Blade Cuff. And there's our 3-piece of equipment. It's not bad for a sealed. And there's our Riptide deck. And I actually think this is a very good deck. We have a lot of good red arrows. That's why I chose to be a Ranger. And the reason why I chose to be Riptide is because I didn't see a ton of like we have the lace pumps, but I didn't see much more after that. I did see a lot of virulent touches and deft touch, as well as like a few traps here and there. And that really works with Riptide very well. Azalea wouldn't be able to make these cards work too much. It's going to be probably easier to build a Riptide deck and sealed than it is an Azalea deck. The same with Benji over Katsu and Arachne over Uzuri. Some of these heroes are just a little easier. But, you know, if I had a good Azalea deck, that'd be great too. So this is our sealed for this deck here. I think we have a great Riptide deck, and you can see how the methods I use in order to make this deck. I want to show you guys one more thing here, and that's Felt Table. Felt Table is one of the first online clients I use to practice Flesh and Blood. They have it where you can go and face a bot, basically you're gold fishing. But they also have this sealed thing. Now this is a Patreon subscription based, so you need to pay $5 a month in order to use this. But I want to kind of show what it is. You can do different sets here. We're obviously going to do Outsiders. Open up the packs. It has a very MTG arena sort of feel to it. And what's kind of nice is that you open each pack individually, so you can kind of see the cards as they come. I like Infecting Shot and Mask of Malicious Manifestation here. And so basically, you do this. Do it 6 times. We'll just skip to the end. This video is long enough. And then you can view your sealed pool. They also put it out by different sorts, so you can see how many assassin cards. 2 shakedowns. That's insane. I would probably try to make Uzuri work if I had 2 shakedowns. Ninjas, a lot of Surging Strikes. No Descendant Gust Waves though. Rangers, 2 Widowmakers, 3 Widowmakers. That's pretty good. Oh my gosh, this is a very good Ranger pool right here. Interesting. Assassin Ninja, a lot of plunges. Assassin Ranger, it's okay, not really all that good. Then you get your generics, a lot of cut down the sizes. Destructive. I would be very tempted to go Uzuri here, I think. Anyways, so you can go and look at your cards here. Let's just say I'm Uzuri. Do that or Ranger. All right, you go to close. And you can build your deck. You can choose your hero. Let's say I choose Uzuri, but then I looked at the cards. I was like, wait, that's not what I want to be. It lets you repick your hero, so it's all good. And then you just kind of put them all in. You can look at them here and here and decide what you want. Just kind of put them on like that. The difference in what you're paying for in this one, because draftfab.com is free. Felt Table, what you're paying for is the fact that you can play against an AI with your deck. this is very good just to kind of get some practice in there. It starts off with the AI having the same health as you. You're probably smarter than the AI. The AI is not that great. So on the next one, it gives it +3 health and then +5 health. Yeah, it's it's a good practice. It really is. I quite enjoy Felt Table. I think the drafting isn't quite there, to be honest, but nor do I think Draft Fab drafting is there. Both AIs make very questionable decisions when drafting cards. I think Felt Table is slightly better with their draft AI. That being said, these are some online resources you can use in order to practice sealed. I highly recommend it. And then I got one more gift for those who are still watching. This is my gift to you guys. I made a Outsiders Draft ranking guide showing every card ranked against against the cards of the same class. So we have your Assassin, Ninjas, Rangers, and generic cards. These are all ranked amongst each other. This is to help out during draft, but you could definitely apply this in sealed to kind of have an idea of what are the good cards for Assassin, what are the bombs you should want to see, what are some of the early picks that you can apply in sealed and be like, okay, I would have picked this really early, so it's good that I'm seeing it here in my pool. And you can do that for every class as well as the generics. That's for you guys. I'm going to be using it. I hope that you guys use it. I hope it helps you succeed. That's what I got for you guys right now. I'm going to come out with another draft video as well. It's going to be talking about how to draft, how to improve your draft game overall, not just targeting a hero, but just the overall game. But I've been rambling enough. Let me give you these and say thanks for watching, guys. I hope your pre-release weekend goes well. I hope you either pull something awesome or you win it with a cool deck. And I hope you get to do some cool lines as well. So keep on fabbing, guys. I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.